Well, we just had a while on I-40 east of Little Rock. Trying to listen to radio here too, but they had a major accident, and it's been going on all over the freaking place. I parked last night out in West Arkansas, and I'm glad I did. I listened to my late father's voice, and he warned me to watch out, and I did. I had to get over there. It's really hard to know exactly where these folks are. I got a good following distance, and I could hear on the radio they didn't give an exact location. Trying to get over them guys trying to work with that truck. Everybody's impatient. They want to crawl up on you. So you got to watch or stuff like that and move over a little bit. But I got off the road, and then I looked down as I crossed the overpass to the truck stop, and there was a car in a ditch. This morning I woke up, started driving. You can see where at least half a dozen slide-offs, had occurred. It was 26 and raining. I was breaking traction on every freaking bridge, and I said, that's enough. I pulled in and I went to bed. And I didn't get it on video, but there was a rollover involving a big old van, and he was down in a ditch on his side. And supposedly up here there was a huge, I think, truck-to-truck accident. One truck disintegrated another or something. We'll see. I think they got it all cleaned up, but it happened this morning and it took hours. Okay, we might be able to see parts of it here in a little while. I'm just taking it easy. I'm not going to get in a big ass hurry, because a lot of these people, they get all pissed off and then they just, slam it, head on down the road, but they they might be an accordion effect, because I'm hearing on the radio there's more slowdowns coming. So there may still be emergency personnel or cleanup people or something near the scene. So you got to watch for shit like that. Listen on the radio. And one of the biggest things is, if I can read it right from what I've heard in the description. Here we go. Yeah, there you go, folks. There ain't nothing left. Nothing. That was a tractor trailer. Now, they got the wreckage pulled out, but the freight is still all over the freaking place. That's one of them. Okay, if you want to slip in there, go right ahead. Have fun. But anyways, I saw a lot of drivers, and I'm going to call Swift out. I saw more than one Swift, including the one that backed up on my back door and was only about 10 feet off my bumper. In those conditions, you're a fucking idiot. I'm just going to say it flat out. Don't be a steering wheel holder sitting there with both your hands on the top of the steering wheel with some kind of freaking earbuds in, listening to music, because you're the kind of driver that pisses me off. You're the kind of driver that fucking kills people. Mark the video adult language, because I'm just about had it with some of you sons of bitches. always having to watch. And I could have showed video in Dallas. I wish I had, but I was too busy trying to keep my truck under control. The amount of van drivers pulling up and just backdooring people under some of the worst conditions that you could have for that kind of metropolitan area. And we're talking about, you know, all ramps shut down because people can't get up and around them. They're all angled for speed, and if they don't do it just right with a power divider in, they're not going to make it. They're going to break traction, and that's it. Somebody hits their brakes and it screws up everybody behind. Everybody's crowding. So take that as a, you know, all you experienced people, you can comment and say, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I had to, a side note, I had to disconnect my Google Plus profile. If you guys wonder why I wasn't commenting, it's because I couldn't. Stupid Google had it where if the Google Plus comments were on the video, I couldn't reply. So I've disconnected that crap, and they need to just stop breaking shit. I'm serious. You know, it's just frustrating enough. I try and keep a decent amount of videos coming and replies and interaction with other drivers. And there's a lot of people out there that have been doing this for a long time. I'm not the only one. I'm not all-knowing, all-seeing. I can just give you my opinion. And on that particular bridge, you know, I always let off on power. But I ain't the only one with those kinds of opinions. Other people could share them too. But you new people, pay attention. You want to go slightly under speed, like, oh, I'm doing that right now. I don't care how pissed off they get. You know, I'm not going to sit there and crunch up and do the speed up, hit the brake, speed up, hit the brake. That's bullshit. Everybody is impatient. They lost an hour of time or whatever. That's just the way it is. And I'm not going to sit there and I'm just paying attention. It's still 31. There's wetness on the road. We want to get on out of here. I heard on I-40 towards Nashville, it's pretty good to go, and I-65 north where I'm going is still good to go. But east of that on 40 at this particular time, ice storm is hitting again. So, you know, I just want to stay in good running. I mean, it looks dry and everything. The only ones of concern are the bridges, because Mother Earth is not heating up the pavement. So that's where you want to watch. You know, shade areas, bridges. I'm definitely under speed for the highway, but I would much rather have the following distance. In winter, I try and double it if I can. You'll see me adjust and do whatever, but you know, it isn't always 100% possible. But if I'm in actual snow conditions where it is actually snowing or raining and freezing conditions, I'll just keep backing off and doing whatever. I stay away from clumps of traffic. You'll see a bunch of van drivers, and you know, some platform guys too, but most of the time, a bunch of newbies all bunching up together, and you know, that's just really just a bad scenario. I want to be by myself. I don't want people around me. I don't want people sitting there on the back door. You know, I usually don't worry too much in summer or whatever. If somebody gets too close, then I kind of look at them in the mirror like, what the heck? But in the winter time, when the idiots pull up and just sit on your back door, if you touch your brakes and they hit brakes too, you know, what if I have to make a a freaking change. I see something ahead, I may need to make a lane change. Well, dipshit on your back door suddenly pulls out and blocks your left. That's usually what happens, because they're just getting pissed off, or they're just too stupid, or both. I'm on a rant today, folks. I'll tell you what, I've seen so many freaking idiots in the past 72 hours. I just wish I could beat them with a stick. I've just about had enough. That's why I don't like I-40, but I like running out in the open prairie. I love, even in winter, even if it's nasty. Usually you're out and about on your own deal. Just watching ahead, see what all these people are doing with their freeway chests. And we got some big bridges to kind of watch out for, and they're looking pretty fair right now. But last night, it was an ice skating rink, and it was extreme danger. I'm trying to experiment with more camera locations on this truck. That's why you don't see me. I haven't had that many videos coming up. On this particular situation, if this is a little icy, I would build up before I hit the bridge, and I would gradually back off just a hair, so I'm not pressing too hard on turbo and trying to put way too much power. I'm going to try and gauge it, scoot over it. That's about all you can do. On an extreme grade, you're going to have to make the decision. Is it bad enough? Watch your RPM. I turn the radios off. That's why these idiots with these earbuds in, they can't hear the engine RPM. They always wonder why, well, what's wrong with having earbuds in? Because you can't hear the truck. You can't tell if you broke traction, because all of a sudden the engine went ring. There's a reason for that bitch and complaint. I cracked the window so I can hear everything that's going on. I want to hear water under my tires, which isn't 100%, but if you hear crackly or you don't hear much, then chances are it's frozen and if it appears wet. If you hear water, you might be a little bit better shape, but you have to look at the conditions of the actual paper. And when you're driving that shit, when you park, you better have a hold of everything when you step out on the steps, because it's going to be solid ice on your steps and you can slip easy. So, if you can see my trailer right now, it's full of ice. All in empty cable reels, steel, 2 chains each. I have 5 count. And they're pretty stable. They're all nested together, and I got a 6x6 beam nailed to the deck behind the whole set. So there is, dunnage behind it. There was I think it was either a 10 or 15 mile backup, maybe more. We were there for a long time, and it's going to take a long time for this much traffic to get rolling down the road and find your way. I'm only doing about 56, 57, but I'm not going to get in a big freaking hurry about it either. I'm shooting straight through on 40 to Nashville, hang a left on 65. I got plenty of time to get where I need to go. It's what I do like about this company. I asked them how much time. They said, whatever you need. I said, thank you very much, no problem. Because they knew the ice storms were coming. A lot of the agents former drivers, they're not going to sit there and pull some kind of stupid fleet manager crap like they would at these company driver places that like to harass drivers, make you push. We didn't earn our way here for nothing. And there's a lot of other good carriers too. Just happen to be the one I like. Have a little more freedom. Truck up ahead of me, tarp load, that's the guy I've been behind all day. I held a pretty steady, even keel speed. He took off, but as you can see, I'm back with you. Getting a little crummy stuff on the window, but I'm probably going to turn it off because I'm not hearing much else from shake. Yeah, there's not much other chatter going on the radio. So, probably. Yeah, I just touched the wheel left and right just a little bit. And wasn't too bad. I don't want to jerk or yank, but I'm going to check that side pressure on the steering to see if I'm getting spongy. It's showing 32, so we're holding. But you can see a lot of it had melted a little bit already. Well, tonight, we need to get the heck out of here because before it freezes. We lost time. Waiting for the sun to come out while I was sitting there parked. Or getting warmer temperatures or something, just trying to, let the road crews catch up or let the pavement do its thing, make it where it wasn't so bad. And there were some spots that were still pretty bad. Folks, the DOT in Arkansas were doing the best they could to get a handle on it, make sure that all lanes were open and the shoulders were not building up so bad that it would work its way back over into one of the travel lanes. They were doing the best they had. They called out everything. They had road graders and scraper trucks. They had all kinds of stuff. They were doing what they could. Yeah, that bridge feels pretty good. I've been slowing my speed, my overall average speed, even on the interstate on reasonable conditions. This truck, I found out the sweet spot. This particular backhaul is cheap. I don't normally only do it, but it was the overall revenue that I was looking at, because I didn't have to sit. They loaded me right up every time. That's 2 times I've done that. 2 round trips. I've been trying to roll. I keep it at 63 if I can, but in you know, I'll do it like 58. Is about what I'm running right now, which is good enough. I'm keeping good pace. Traffic's moving around me, but you know, I'm still making close to a mile a minute, and that's reasonable. But you got to drive for conditions. So after you do this so many years, you'll know within just 3 to 5 minutes, usually a lot of times, when you're going to arrive. At the very most, in a quarter hour, you'll know when you're going to arrive somewhere. And after even more years, you won't even have to look at the map and say, okay, I'll get there 10:45 tonight. Well, we didn't get to see any wreckage, but okay, it looks like a brake check. So I just back off. I ain't hitting no brakes on this bridge if I can help it. I just backed off power. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have to slowly step into it just a little bit here. See what the heck's going on. Turn up the radio. Now looking up around the corner, looks like traffic is moving. Not sure what's up. Got to break down here. Move over the edge just a little bit. Okay, that works. Any number of things, just a normal flat tire to, you can have a brake locked up on your trailer. And then you'll end up losing 2 tires. Down to 548. That's fine. I don't care. Just as long as we're moving. A lot of hazards out here and this kind of stuff. You're always going to have people that have a breakdown or they decide to use the shoulder as a rest area or something. Got to watch out for people pulling out. Had some mail truck guy just inched out just enough, 8 inches, like we're all this whole wall of traffic just going to suddenly move for his dumb ass. And it was at a closed way station or something. It was pulled over right. about it. I don't think there's going to be much more exciting. If there is, I'll try and turn this darn thing back on. I want to catch some video of this joker right here. Royal Express trailer 38724. You should see this, what this guy did to me in the construction zone. Arkansas has, you know, a law says merge now. That was like a mile and a half back or whatever. And he raced all the way up to the barrels, the barricades, and cut right in front of me at the last minute. I almost hit the barrels. He's pretty close. And it actually shocked me. I mean, I'm usually watching, but I was paying attention to the folks in the gap in front of me. And he saw that gap and he took it. So you're looking right at the truck that did it. We're stuck in construction traffic now too. So I mean, wreck traffic, construction traffic, I-40 East can kiss my ass. Everybody's ticked. I turned the radio off. I'm tired of hearing it. But you know, there's a lot of load restricted bridges on some of these other side roads, so you can't always just up and gallivant off in the countryside if you don't know where the hell you're crossing, because then you could get a ticket because you're overweight possibly for that bridge. And that's what this joker decided, just to take whatever space he felt was his. And I can look to the right and I can see the other route. There's a lot of truck traffic on it. But we started moving and I decided to stay here. But yep, just one of them things you got to watch for is idiots going to the very last second and then muscling their way in thinking they own the whole place. That's the kind of crap some of these van drivers pull. This one's from California. The trailer is California. It's a rental tractor, so I don't know what their freaking problem is. Wish I'd have had the camera on for that one, because then I'd have caught him red-handed doing it, and I'd have sent the video to his freaking company and said, here, have a look. This is the kind of shitheads that you hire. Oh well. Big soapbox today. Trying to maintain. You get a little bit bummed out, you just can't transfer to your hands or to your feet. Do something silly with your truck. You just got to maintain. So that's about all I can tell you. That's why so many people spout off on the radios. It's a way to vent a little bit. Now it's wide open. So that's about it. I just wanted to catch that guy on video. We had a kind of a record of all his information. That's it. Well, if you need a rest break, there's your sign. It says parking. Parking Arkansas. Yeah, you can park there. It says right there on the sign.